Akuma, and that translates to evil angel and righteous devil. So right away, that reveals that the next overall theme of the arc is about an evil angel and a righteous devil. Now you may be wondering, well, this is actually coincidence. This has nothing to do with the anime. And you're actually mistaken, because if you actually study the film industry and the television industry and even the anime industry, you will see that very often they use specific songs with specific titles and specific lyrics to demonstrate the overall theme of the upcoming arc or the upcoming season. Just like The Walking Dead, even in the trailers, they actually use specific music to identify with what the anime is about. So this is not a coincidence. This is done on purpose. But let's actually look at the lyrics, because the lyrics has more information about the identity of the Great Priest. And guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, but also enable notifications, because YouTube is acting really weird right now. So you have to enable notifications if you don't want to miss the next video. All right, here are the lyrics, and I'm gonna have to sing because I don't want to get a copyright strike by just playing the music. So bear with me through this horrible singing. Okay, here we go. Tenshito Akuma ga nakayoku suwatenda, and that translates to an angel and a demon are sitting together like friends. So I believe that these two characters know each other, and I believe that the true hero is gonna make an appearance in the next arc of Dragon Ball Super, and the angel and the demon are gonna be sitting together watching the tournament like friends. Let's continue. Boku ga manakadoshi mugebai, and that translates to I'm in the middle, which way do I face? Now I actually believe that's referring to Vados and Whis, because they're going to be in the middle of all of this. If the Grand Priest is actually the next villain, being that Vados and Whis are the kids of the Grand Priest, they're going to have to make a decision. Am I gonna join the good side, or am I gonna follow my father and join the dark side? Let's continue. Jingonka sore.
Some things make Oklahoma, Oklahoma, like a stretch of American heartland. Friday night bragging rights, real thrill rides, and Hibden Tires Plus, proudly voted Oklahoma's #1 tire store, serving you for over 60 years. Right now, buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires and get a $60 Visa prepaid card by mail.
Father and join the dark side. Let's continue. Jingonka sore igai ka dochira ka kawasete, and that translates to either destroy myself or destroy everything else. So I believe that the Grand Priest that's actually him, like an inner monologue where he is contemplating, okay, I have these sort of emotions, or I have these sort of morals. Do I destroy myself, or do I destroy everything else? You know what? What's a great idea? In the upcoming tournament, I'm gonna create a rule where the losers, they end up losing their universe. They end up being destroyed. That's a great idea. So I believe that's what this is about. But let's continue. Jona kaju mino moto de sakebunda, and that translates to they scream it in my ear all night. So another possible theory is that the Grand Priest is actually being manipulated by another organization of demons who are kind of messing with his mind and are keep telling him, you need to join the dark side. I don't know. That's just another theory that other people may have based on the lyrics. But let's actually continue, because the next piece of information is more evidence. Tadashi kotae nande ano. Okay, besides my horrible voice, that translates to, is there a right answer to this? Again, you can see that there is some sort of inner conflict between this upcoming character if this is talking about the Great Priest. Tenshi no kame kabutaka mata ashi, and that translates to the masks of angels on the faces of demons. Oh man, this is so exciting, guys. So I really, based on the lyrics, which I think are relevant to the series, it almost seems like there are certain angels in the upcoming arc that are going to actually be demons in disguise, but they are masking themselves as angels. Now the question is the Great Priest one of those demons who is masking himself as an angel who decided to infiltrate the angels by becoming an angel himself and being the angel or the apprentice or the assistant of the Omni King? Or could it be that some of the upcoming other angels from the other universes are going to be actual demons? You guys let me know in the comments below. Let's continue. Bokunita maneki shite inosa. And that translates to, they beckon to me and say to me. Let's continue. Seki no tameni aku wo horobose ima. That translates to, and in quotes, for the sake of goodness, destroy all evil right now. And that is in quotations. So let me know in the comments below, who do you think that is referring to in terms of that inner monologue? Let's continue. Seki ga kimi wo materinda to. And that translates to, they say the world is watching for me, or is waiting for me. I'm sorry. It's waiting for me. So it's almost like there is a false promise from the demons to this angel, or there is some sort of false promise or false prize if you end up being successful at this. So, or this could actually be referring to the prize of the multiverse tournament if it's not just survival. And that is basically the ending of the lyrics. But that is not the only piece of information that we have, okay? That is just one of the biggest piece of information that reveals the identity of the great priest, or if there is another demon within the angels. Because the great priest is in fact an angel. But let's continue. Let's actually look at the trailer for the upcoming arc, because I actually studied film in college, okay? And if you want to make somebody look like an evil person, or you want to do a foreshadowing of somebody being evil or being a bad character, there are two ways you can do that. Number one, you can do a low angle where the camera is below the character looking up at the character, sometimes like Beerus is looking down at people, just to kind of show that they are not necessarily a good character and they are above you. They have higher power than you. That's one way. But there is a second way. And the trailer actually did this. The second way you can show that somebody is either an evil character or has a hidden agenda is by doing a shot above them going down. And that's exactly what the trailer did.
Depression is a tangle of multiple symptoms. That's why there's Trintellix, a prescription medication for depression. Trintellix may help you take a step forward in improving your depression. Tell your healthcare professional right away if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in mood, behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Do not take with MAOIs. Tell your healthcare professional about your medications, including migraine, psychiatric, and depression medications, to avoid a potentially life-threatening condition. Increased risk of bleeding or bruising may occur, especially if taken with NSAID pain relievers, aspirin, or blood thinners. Manic episodes or vision problems may occur in some people. May cause low sodium levels. The most common side effects were nausea, constipation, and vomiting. Trintellix had no significant impact on weight in clinical trials. Ask your healthcare professional about Trintellix.
Above them going down. And that's exactly what the trailer did of the great priest. There is a lot of blood going on in the trailer. There is a lot of ominous feel to the great priest. And whenever they show the great priest, it is followed by blood or preceded by blood. So that is another great piece of information. But that's not it. We have another thing. Here we go. So the great priest may actually be an archangel. Being that he is a leader, and he may actually be a demon. So the Catholic Church recognizes three archangels. The three mentioned in the canon of scripture are Gabriel and Michael, mentioned in the New Testament, and Raphael, mentioned in the book of Tobit, where he is described as one of the seven angels who stands ready and before the glory of the Lord. And that is a phrase recalled in Revelations chapter 8, verse 3-6. But I don't think that they are focusing on that because that is specifically for Catholics. I think they're going to go into a broader audience, which is Michael and Gabriel are recognized as the archangels in Judaism, Islam, and by most Christians. So if my theory is correct, then it may suggest that the great priest is actually Michael the Archangel. And there's gonna need to be a Gabriel. All right, so I believe that this is exactly the theme of the next arc. Looking at the evidence, you can see that there is gonna be basically like two friends sitting each other. You got a demon and an angel. So, and they both have to be of high power, of high status. So I believe that the great priest is Michael the Archangel, and he's gonna be fighting or being opposed by Gabriel, the another archangel who's actually an angel, whereas this great priest is actually gonna be a demon in disguise. But that's just a theory, guys. I'm using evidence to back it up, but we're gonna have to wait and find out. Another interesting thing is actually the poster for the next arc of Dragon Ball Super. The great priest is above everybody. He is in between both Omni Kings. So can he be the one who's actually calling the shots, who's actually deciding the rules of the upcoming tournament? Let me know in the comments below, what is your best theory on this? In the meantime, guys, make sure you guys watch the collaboration I did with Geekdom 101, where we discuss the rules and the price of the upcoming tournament. And also, make sure you guys watch the Attack on Titan Season 2 trailer. It is incredible, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. The official Moto level ranking of every single universe has now been officially revealed, from the highest Moto level ranking universe to the lowest. So now we're gonna break it down, in-depth analysis, every single God of Destruction in their universe.
Hola, mi gente. My name is Oppa Senpai, and I love anime live reactions more than Jack Spinazzi too.
Be the first to learn about breaking news, anime leaks, fan tubs, and in-depth analysis videos. Subscribe to Anime Live Reactions and enable notifications. Hashtag Notification Squad.
But Universe 1 is the universe with the highest Moto level ranking according to Toei Animation. That is correct. And they are known as the Supreme Universe. But before we get into the next universe, it looks like Toei Animation actually messed up with the BIOS. Because in the bio for the God of Destruction Ewan, it says that he hides intense feelings in his body. He has a certain aspect similar to Lord Shiva, and he has fangs. But that's very weird, because the Universe 10 God of Destruction Ramushi is the one that looks like Lord Shiva from Hindu religion, and he is the one with the fangs. So what is going on here? Did they mess up? Well, Toei Animation has a history of messing up the bios for different characters, so I wouldn't be surprised. But let's assume they didn't mess up. If they didn't mess up, my boy Ken Zyro on Twitter, one of my good friends, he gives us an explanation. According to Hindu religion, Shiva drank the halaha, the poison, but before he could swallow it completely, someone actually stopped it from going down his throat, and it saved his life. But because the poison reached his throat, it actually changed the color above the neck into a bluish color. So basically, if this was to be true, then that means that the God of Destruction from Universe 1, his beard is actually covering the fangs and his neck that is blue. But if that is not correct and they did mess up his bio, this is the correct bio. He likes people who pamper him because of his position as a God of Destruction, a comparatively lazy God of Destruction who doesn't like to get much work done. But this is contradictory to the fact that they have the highest Moto level ranking, being number 1. How can he be a lazy God of Destruction and also be number 1? Or is it the fact that Anato, the Supreme Kai, is doing all the work? That is very interesting. I'm just giving you guys the information. Let's move on. But now let's get into Universe 12 with the second highest Moto level ranking. They are known as the Ultimate Universe. And the God of Destruction Jin is a ruthless God of Destruction who destroys without any hesitation and discrimination. And he recently has been on a little break because he's actually kind of bored. It's like he's taking a YouTube break. But he's enjoying the events of the Tournament of Power very, very much. And also, the Angel Martino actually wants to promote Agu and Jin to become even stronger, to become better gods and better servants, and that is the mission of Martino. So very interesting that they are known as the Ultimate Universe. Now, Universe 5 is the third with the highest Moto level ranking, and they are known as the Balanced Universe. and that is being run by Arak. Arak, before destroying, he actually investigates the subjects standing before destruction, and he tries to expand the possibility of a world with minimal destruction. So that is why they are called the Balanced Universe, because they are very fair. And it's not just him. His angel Kakateo, he actually watches over the two, and he actually learns from Arak and Oguma. And Oguma also believes in the important balance between intelligence and power. So that is why they are known as the Balanced Universe. Now, Universe 8, they are the one with the 4th highest motor level ranking, and they are known as the Diligent Universe. And this is really run by Leclerc. Leclerc and his purpose in life is to fix the mistakes that come from the Kaioshin's plan. And he doesn't recognize that the mistakes in his plans, and he simply destroys all existence without any question and mercy. And that can actually lower their their motor level ranking. And that is why they are number 4. If he wasn't like that, maybe they would be higher. And Iru, he always has a plan for carrying out his ultimate ideas. But the problem is that the Angel Corn, he thinks he's always right. It's either his way or the highway. So clearly, Universe 8, they are in inner turmoil. The God of Destruction, the Supreme Kai, and the Angel are pretty much always arguing, and they don't agree with each other, and that is why they are only number 4. But imagine, they are still number 4. That's pretty darn good. But now, number 5 is Universe 11, and they are known as the Universe of Justice, the Justice Universe. Vermouth is the God of Destruction, Universe 11. He has a heart which doesn't tolerate any evil, and he gets so excited at the achievement of the Pride Troopers because it almost seems like he's the one who put them together, although I'm not quite sure. And of course, Kai, he also values life and has a strong sense of justice. Now, when they said that they were going to win the Tournament of Power because they are number 1 when it comes to the ones competing, he wasn't lying. Kai was telling the truth. Excluding the 4 universes that are exempt from fighting, the other universes, Universe 11 is with the one with the highest motor level ranking. So Kai was not lying at all, and they have the highest chance of winning. Although I don't think they're going to win, but they do have the highest chance. Universe 2, they are known as the Kind Universe, being run by Heles or Jerez, whatever you want to call her. There's multiple ways of saying her name. But she's the goddess of destruction from Universe 2. She's very beauty conscious, and she doesn't like anything ugly. Now, we do know that she has a little thing for Goku. She feels that Goku is beautiful. But her attitude throughout the anime hasn't been that kind. She actually seemed kind of annoyed and obnoxious, and she seemed like she got really angry really quickly. And it's not to fit into stereotypes, but that is just the way her character was portrayed. So it's very interesting that she's actually known as a kind universe. And it's definitely not because of Pell, because Pell, the Supreme Kai from Universe 2, he wasn't that nice, okay? Now, the Angel, on the other hand, he prefers intelligence and he doesn't like masculine body. So I don't quite know whether he has a high tolerance level. It seems like all these 3 characters are not nice whatsoever. They don't have a high tolerance level, so I don't know why they're labeled as the kind universe. But we're gonna find out in the near future. Universe 3, they are the universe with the 7th highest motor level ranking. They are known as the spiritual universe, which is very interesting because Moscow looks like a robot, and in fact, they did say that he has the appearance of a robot and he communicates by making electronic sounds. So it's very interesting that somebody like a robot is actually at a spiritual equilibrium, and that Ia, who looks like a scientist, is influenced by the machine-loving people. Now, the Campari is a translator who can translate Moscow's words. So, not quite sure why they are labeled as a spiritual universe. I'm curious to know why you guys think that. If you guys agree or not. What do you guys think that they are labeled as a spiritual universe? Universe 10, they are the one with the 8th highest motor level ranking. They are known as the Macho Universe. I don't know what macho means. I mean, what I know macho in Spanish, like, strong and manly. But in English, no idea what macho means. So, Ramushi, again, his bio might actually be confused with the bio from Universe 1. So we don't quite know. But we do know that the Angel Kus, Couscous, whatever you want to call her, she advises the God of Destruction and the Kaioshin in making distinctions between good and evil. And as good and evil clash, the female angel's blood rushes through her body. So it almost seems like she gets excited whenever there is a conflict between good and evil, and she's definitely going to be enjoying the tournament of power. So let's move on. We got a few more. So the Universe 4, they are the one with the 9th highest motor level ranking, and they are known as the Conspiracy Universe. Now, I don't know why they're called the Conspiracy Universe, but this could be one of the reasons. Ketela, the God of Destruction from Universe 4, he has a rivalry with Lord Beerus. So maybe he is mischievous, maybe he's not that strong as the God of Destruction, but he's got some tricks up his sleeve. Now, why they are called the Conspiracy Universe, I still don't know. Maybe it's the fact that Kuru, the Supreme Kai, is very arrogant and he's very proud. But the thing is, the angel is very competent and insightful. So again, it's almost like they don't have a good balance. Unlike Universe 11, Universe 4 might have a little bit of conflict between the three powers right here. So let's move on. We got a few more. Universe 6, of course, they are the 10th highest level mortal ranking, and they are above Universe 7. So there's not much to say about Champa, and in fact, this doesn't mean that Champa is stronger than Beerus. It doesn't mean that at all. But the fact that Champa has been active, he's been awake, and that's probably why he's just a little bit higher than Universe 7. And they are known as the Daring Universe. Not sure why they're called daring, because Champa doesn't seem too much of a daring character to me. It seems like he wants to play it safe, but I could be wrong. Now, Universe 7, they're just known as Our Universe, so they weren't giving any special titles, which is very unfortunate. And probably the reason that they are the second lowest motor level ranking is because Beerus was actually sleeping and was allowing planets to get destroyed that weren't being done by his own hands, but by the destruction of other mortals. And that is a no-no. Okay, now the last universe, Universe 9, they have the lowest motor level ranking. And of course, Sidra, who represents Bess, he is pretty damn useless. He's indecisive and he doesn't have regard towards destroying things, but sometimes he has to destroy it indiscriminately because it is his duty, his obligation. Now, the angel Moito, he is disgusted with the uselessness of the God of Destruction and the Kaioshin. And he is intellectually gifted, child-type person. He always has a cold look in his eyes, and he probably would rather, remember, Moito is not going to die. Everybody else in his universe will die, but not the angel. So probably Moito actually wants Universe 9 to lose so they can get replaced and he can be assigned to a better God of Destruction and a better Supreme Kai. I actually think that makes a lot of sense as to why Moito, if he does want to, why he would want Universe 9 to lose. So that is the official order of the highest motor level ranking universe to the lowest motor ranking. So thank you guys for watching so much. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next video.
Subscribe to Anime Live Reactions for more. Share this video with your friends.
The internet is going crazy over the introduction of Zeno, the Omni King, the ruler of all 12 universes. But the question remains, just how powerful is this guy? What's up, everybody? My name is Alpai Senpai, and today we're going to be talking about the true terrifying power behind Zeno, the Omni King. Now, in order for you to truly comprehend the power of the Omni King, you have to understand where Akira Toriyama is drawing his inspiration from, and that is from the DC and the Marvel multiverse. So in the Marvel multiverse, the most powerful being in existence is the one above all. He is basically the equivalent of God. Just how powerful is the one above all? Well, the one above all is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, and omniversal, which means that this guy pretty much, he can be anywhere at any time. There's only one version of him. He's the most powerful being. He can create anything. He has unlimited power and supply of power. I mean, this guy is terrifying. Now, The one behind or right below the one above all is the Living Tribunal. The Living Tribunal exhibits a lot of the same qualities as the one above all. But at the end of the day, even though the Living Tribunal is just as powerful as the one above all, the one above all there is nobody more powerful than him, not even the Living Tribunal. Now, in the DC multiverse, you have the Presence. The Presence is the equivalent of God or Jehovah or whatever you want to call him. He's pretty much the most powerful being in the DC multiverse. And not many people have seen him. These characters have not made much appearances in the comics. Now, going back into the Dragon Ball Super anime, Akira Toriyama, as you know, the Dragon Ball Super arc has gone into 12 universes. Now, right now we're only covering Universe 7 and Universe 6, but there are 12 universes. There are multiple versions of characters. Like, it's getting really interesting. So it is no surprise that now we have the introduction of the Omni King, who might be the equivalent of God himself. Now, just how powerful is the Omni King? Is the Omni King just like a person who has been there since the beginning of time? Is he the creator of everything and all existence? Or is he just another character who happens to be the most powerful character in the Dragon Ball multiverse, which is why he is the ruler of all 2 universes? So we're going to break that down. First of all, look at his shirt. His shirt, it says Omni. Now, there's the kanji for Omni. It's upside down also, so it's a mirror of the same word. Now, Omni, this word means everything. So this guy is the ruler of everything. He is not just the most powerful being. He is the ruler of everything in existence. All 12 universes, every character, there is nobody more powerful than him. Now, look at his attendance. I want you to focus on his attendance for a second, because there is not much known about them. But what we do know, or what we can speculate, is that his attendants are just as powerful as the Omni King himself. Now, they are not Zenos. All right, there's only one Zeno, that is the Zeno himself, the Omni King. But these guys, as his attendants, are just as powerful as him. But again, Zeno is the most powerful of them all. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is the clothes that these guys are wearing. It is very balanced, just like yin and yang. These guys are literally twins. They're literally opposites of each other, and their clothes is perfectly symmetrical. Even Zeno himself, his face, his eyes, everything about him is in equal balance. Yin and yang, perfectly symmetrical. So now, what is the relationship between Vados and Whis to the Omni King? That's where it gets interesting, because here is my speculation. Now, we already know that Vados is more powerful than Champa, and that Whis is more powerful than Beerus. Now, if you pay close attention to the way these two characters dress, they dress very, very similar to the Omni King himself and to the attendants of the Omni King, except there are different levels, which is why the color is different. But in terms of the style, it's very, very similar. It's equal, it's perfect balance. So that in itself is very important. Second of all, these characters have powers beyond the gods of destruction. So for example, a Whis can rewind time. All right, that's pretty much at the level of gods. There is no other character that can rewind time. Now, I know Hit can freeze time, but he cannot rewind time. So that is, you cannot just gain that from training. That has to be given to you by the one above all, which in this case is the Omni King Zenos. So my speculation is that Zeno has appointed Whis and Vados to oversee the Universe 6 and Universe 7. So here's how it breaks down, because it's all hierarchy. So at the very top, you have Zeno. Then below him, you have the 2 bodyguards that always go by him, and those are his attendants. So then behind those guys, you have 12 powerful beings that perhaps were created by Zeno himself, the Omni King, to oversee each universe. So in our case, we know Vados and we know Whis from Universe 6 and Universe 7. Now, the hierarchy continues, because so now you have the 2 most powerful beings from each universe. So Universe 6, Universe 7, you have Vados and Whis. And behind that, you have the gods of destruction. You have Beerus, you have Champa. Now, we don't know too much about Beerus and Champa, but what we do know is that the gods of destruction are replaceable. Once the god of destruction is dead, you have another one takes its place. When it comes to Whis, when it comes to Vados, perhaps they can be replaceable too. We don't know exactly how replaceable they are because there aren't really any other characters as strong as them besides the other overseas of the other universes. But then again, if the Omni King Zeno is as omnipotent and just has unlimited power, then he could theoretically just create another Vados just by thinking about it in a split of a second. That's how powerful he could potentially be. Now, so that is the relationship between these Vados, Wiz, and the Omni King himself. Vados and Wiz, they are not good guys, and they're not bad guys. So when it comes to Champa and when it comes to Beerus, they're not bad guys either, and they're not good guys either. They are gods. They are at the level of gods. They can care less. I mean, they are the gods of destruction. Why are they the gods of destruction? Because they need to keep balance in the universe. So then Vados and Wiz, they basically keep an eye on them to make sure that they don't overdo it. Now, again, Wiz and Vados are not good guys, and they're not bad guys. They can care less. So the question is the Omni King a good guy? Now, initially, but just by looking at his face, you might think, whoa, that smile, obviously he's a good guy. I mean, just look at the way he smiles. That is not necessarily the case. The Omni King, the Omni King Zeno, having unlimited power, possibly being immortal, possibly being that he's been there since the beginning of time, before time itself, possibly being that he's the one who created all 12 universes and everything in existence. This guy has no reason to care about anything. He is the most powerful being in the entire multiverse, which is why he is not a good guy or a bad guy, because he just doesn't care. It doesn't affect him in any single way. If one of the universes explodes, it does not care. He can just make another one. But at the same time, he needs to have some sort of balance, which is why he has Vados and Wiz overlooking Universe 6 and Universe 7. The question is, though, why is he here? Why now? Why does it matter? Why is it important? Here's the reason, which is, again, speculation. So, obviously, being the Omni King, more powerful than anybody else, he has no reason to care. At the same time, he doesn't want the universe to fall apart. So, being that he's not going to do anything about it, he's probably coming here to warn our characters of a great evil that's going to disrupt the balance of the universe. And he's probably gonna tell them, you guys need to train because there is something, maybe a white-haired warrior coming that is gonna go crazy. All right, so, I mean, it's really about to go down. We're probably gonna go into another universe in the next arc, although that's not confirmed. We have no idea, that's just speculation. So that is the terrifying truth behind Xenos. Now, this could be wrong. Zeno might be just the most powerful being in the universe. He might just be a ruler. That's it. He might actually not be. He might not even be as strong as Beerus and Champa. He might just be the ruler. But that wouldn't make much sense. Again, my speculation is that he is at the same level as the one above all from the Marvel multiverse and as the presence from the DC multiverse. But what I want to know is what your thoughts are. After watching episode 40, do you believe that the Omni King is the most powerful person? Do you believe that he is the ultimate, there is nobody above him, that he created the universe, that he is pretty much the equivalent of God? Or do you think that he is just another character? What are your thoughts on him? What are your thoughts on the character design? I'm really curious to find out your thoughts, and I'm definitely going to be responding to the comments. Now, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you feel like being awesome, make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe for more videos. Let me know in the comments below what is the next bonus video that you want me to do on Dragon Ball Super, and I'll make it happen.
You might be thinking that the Omni King is the most powerful being in the entire multiverse, but you're wrong. There's actually somebody even more powerful than the Omni King himself.
What's up, everybody? My name is Oppai Senpai, and today we're looking at the hierarchy of the gods. The hierarchy of the gods in the Dragon Ball multiverse. So ever since episode 41, you might be thinking that the most powerful being is the Omni King Zeno, but there's actually somebody even more powerful than Zeno-sama, all right? So who would it be? We're gonna cover that in this video. Now, focusing into this that we put together for you, let's zoom in to Zeno-sama, all right? First of all, Zeno-sama is the king of all 12 universes. You guys already know that. But if you look closer to his shirt, this confirms it. He has the kanji for Omni, which means everything, and it's both here and upside down. So that's a little Easter egg that the Omni King is the ruler of everything in terms of the multiverse. Now, if you notice these yellow lines, it's pointing to the sides. That means attendants. So these two guys are the attendants of the Omni King. Now, in terms of how powerful they are, from a scale to 0 to 10, these guys are probably at a 20. Now, the Omni King from 0 to 10 is probably close to infinity, but we have no way to confirm that. Now, the universes are they're neutral because the blue line, and the red line means that there's somebody above you. Now, who is more powerful than the Omni King? First of all, the Omni King, in terms of the comics of Marvel and DC, so let's say Marvel, the Omni King will be equivalent to the one above all. The one above all is the ultimate ruler of the multiverse in Marvel. So we're gonna get back to that in a moment. Now, this guy is the most powerful being in the whole Dragon Ball multiverse. That is the Toribot. The Toribot is the creator and the ruler of everything. So who the hell is the Toribot? The Toribot is Akira Toriyama. So Akira Toriyama is Toribot. He's made appearances in Dr. Slump, in Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and even the dreadful Dragon Ball GT. So the Toribot is a manifestation of Akira Toriyama. He is the creator. He is the writer. He's even more powerful than the Omni King. His power level is infinity. All right, he's the definition of infinity. So now the question is, why is there not a red line pointing to the Toribot? Here's why. The Omni King lives inside the Dragon Ball multiverse. Even he might live outside the 12 universes, but he's still within the realm of the multiverse. Now, the Toribot lives in two planes. He lives in the multiverse, all right, and he's made appearances and Easter eggs here and there, but he also lives outside the multiverse. He lives in the realm of our actual reality. So Akira Toriyama lives in our reality, and he also lives in the anime and manga reality, which is why he is outside Zeno-sama. Now, Zeno-sama might not even know that the Toribot exists. He might not even know there's somebody more powerful than he does, because the Toribot is basically God. All right, Akira Toriyama is basically God. He's the creator of everything. So we don't know what his connection is to Zeno-sama, but what I can assume is that we're gonna get to see an Easter egg of Toribot sometime in the near future. Now, most likely he's never gonna interact with the other characters in the anime. I really, really doubt that. But Toribot is the creator of everything. He's the #1 guy. Now, what about the Marvel multiverse? In the Marvel multiverse, you guys might have heard of Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby is a famous writer who he actually moved to DC, the DC Comics, but before that he was in Marvel. Now, in the Marvel multiverse, the second most powerful person next to the one above all is, I'm almost forgetting his name, the Fulcrum. So the Fulcrum is the most powerful person next to the one above all, and he is actually the manifestation of Jack Kirby, the writer. But a lot of people would argue that the one above all is also Fulcrum. They're two in the same, all right? So these two characters are actually the same person, just in two different forms, which means that perhaps Jack Kirby is the one above all. So in this particular case of Dragon Ball Super, perhaps, so we do know Toribot is Akira Toriyama, and then Zeno-sama is a different character, but perhaps Akira Toriyama is also Zeno-sama. Now, in my opinion, I don't think so, because the Toribot, I think that's exclusively Akira Toriyama, and Zeno-sama is a different character. But these are just my theories, and I'm gonna be doing a bonus video for my subscribers, just for you guys. I'm gonna do a bonus video that goes more in depth into this. Now, we're gonna continue with the hierarchy. If you wanna see the full image, all you gotta go to facebook.com/honestanime and follow me there, or go to honestanime.com. You can follow me there, or of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel. So now, we're gonna be talking about the rest of the characters, just how powerful they are, all right? So now, we have Universe 6. What we know about Universe 6 and Universe 7 is that they're parallel universes. There's 12 universes in the Dragon Ball multiverse, and each universe has a corresponding parallel universe. Now, the parallel universe combined with the other universe equal the number 13. So universe 6 plus universe 7, 6 plus 7 equals 13. Now, for example, right over here, let's say this is universe 8 and this is universe 5. So 8 plus 5 equals 13. And let's say this is universe 9 and this is universe 4, also equals 13. So you guys get the idea. Now, in case, we're gonna get into the other gods, so the gods of destruction and everything, but in case you haven't been receiving notifications from my YouTube channel, all you gotta do is click on subscribe, click on this right here, and then send me all notifications for this channel and then save. All right, that's all you gotta do, so you're never gonna miss one of my videos, because a lot of times some of you are not getting notifications on your news feed for YouTube. So I just wanted to point that out. Going back to this. Now, we need to talk about the dragon god, Super Shenron, all right? He is the dragon of the gods. How powerful is him, and why does he not have any lines coming out of him? Is he more powerful than Zenosama, or is Zenosama more powerful than the Super Shenron? We're gonna get to that right now. So the Super Shenron is the dragon of the gods, all right? He can grant any wish. Now, who created the super dragon? He was created by the dragon god Zalama, who created the Super Dragon Balls, all right? Now, you have to keep this in mind. The Super Dragon Balls are divided not between all 12 universes, but between Universe 6 and Universe 7. So the question is, are the Super Dragon Balls in other universes? Do other universes have their own version of Super Dragon Balls? We don't know. They might not even have Supreme Kais. They might not even have, they might have different laws of physics. We don't know. But what we do know is that this guy can grant any wish, this Super Shenron. Now, are his wishes limited to just Universe 6, Universe 7? Which means if I make a wish and I say destroy Universe 2, we don't know whether the Super Shenron can actually grant that wish. We don't know whether his powers are limited to just Universe 6 and Universe 7. But what we do know is that he's almost the size of an entire universe, and that his powers, at the moment, they seem close to infinity. He might be right below the Omni King. So, but we don't know. Now, going back to Universe 6. Real quick, the Supreme Kai and his attendant, they're the gods of creation. These guys are pretty much irrelevant. We don't even know their name. Dragon Ball Super does not even care. They didn't even give us a name. So I really doubt that these guys have any significance to the story. So moving on. Now, moving on to Vados, Whis, Champa, and Beerus. This is very interesting. Vados versus Whis. Who would win in a fight? None of them. They're pretty much equal, all right? So in terms of power scaling, Akira Toriyama has confirmed that Goku in Super Saiyan God mode would be at a scale of 6 to 7. Now, Beerus would be at a 10, and Whis would be at a 15, all right? At a 15. So Vados is older than Whis, but the power levels are pretty much even. Now, what about Champa and Beerus? Who is more powerful? All right, so here's where it gets interesting. Now, while most likely they're even, right now, I would say that Beerus on a fight would be Champa, and here's why. Vados revealed to the Omni King that Champa has been neglecting his health. He's fatty, he's eating, he does not care, he's not eating healthy. Beerus, on the other hand, he's sleeping too much, all right? He's been sleeping, being lazy, but the thing is, Beerus woke up, he got into a fight with Goku, he got his exercise, whereas Champa hasn't gotten his exercise. So I would argue that in the direct fight right now between Champa and Beerus, it would be a really close fight, but at the end of the day, Beerus would beat Champa. That is my argument, but you know, that's up for discussion. Now, going to Universe 7, all right, you got the Grand Supreme Kai. He is the leader of all the Kais. He actually died fighting against Majin Buu. Now, the Grand Supreme Kai is stronger than Frieza before he was resurrected. So before the resurrection of Frieza, the Grand Supreme Kai can defeat Frieza. But now he was trying to save the Kai of the East, the Supreme Kai of the East, and then he got absorbed by Majin Buu, which is how Majin Buu became Fat Buu, all right? And which is why Fat Buu is a little bit nicer, because this Grand Supreme Kai is extremely nice, and some of that affects Majin Buu, which is why Fat Buu is a little bit nicer. Now, going into the Supreme Kais of creation, all right? These three guys are dead. You got South, West, North. They're all dead, all right? Killed by Majin Buu. Now, what about this guy? Who is this guy? We haven't seen him. This is Okai before fusion. So you guys know the story of Okai. Basically, there was an old lady who was creepy and really wanted this guy, wanted to be with him forever. So she took one of the Potara rings and she put it on her ear, and that forced them permanently, all right? So that is how he became the old Kai. That's why he looks so old. But one of the benefits is that he got additional powers because of that woman. So combined together, they got additional powers. Now, the Grand Supreme Kai saved the Kai of the East, the Supreme Kai of the East. We know, so he's the Supreme Kai that is alive today. He is the one that we know. And he was actually fused with his attendant Kibito. They were actually fused together, but because of a wish, they became separated. Now, the Supreme Kai of the East is the only one that we know of right now, and he wished to be separated. But the question is, the old Kai, would he wish to be separated? I highly doubt it. His power levels are higher than they used to be, so if he separated himself with the old witch, he wouldn't be as powerful. I really don't think he cares about his looks so much. So moving on. Now, moving down the list, you have Grand Kai. He is the overseer of the Kais, not of the Supreme Kais, but of the Kais. Now, King Yema is the boss of the other world, but he's not just a boss, he's also the judge. He is the judge and decides whether you're gonna go to heaven or you're gonna go to Happy Land, joining Frieza in hell. So that is the power of King Yema, all right? Now moving on to the King Kais, you got the King Kai of the West, the East, the North, which is the one that we're familiar with, and the South. So that's our boy, our homeboy right there, the King Kai of the North. Now, moving down the list, that pretty much concludes the hierarchy of the gods. But now, these guys are not gods. The rest of the list is not gods. So you got the Kamis, the guardians of their respective planets. So on planet Earth, it used to be Kami, but now it's Dende. So, but next to Dende and the Kamis, you have Korean Mr. Popo. All right, they're from planet Earth. And then you have, for example, on his planet, you have the warrior type Namekians, who are the bodyguards protecting the Kamis, and they're just they're regular people, but they're also bodyguards, and they're of the warrior type. And this pretty much concludes the hierarchy of the gods. So make sure you guys don't miss the upcoming videos that go in depth as to who the Toribot is, what's gonna happen in a tournament between all universes, and some other crazy things. So make sure you guys check that out. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go Chuck Norris on that like button. And also make sure you check out the other video called the hidden truth behind the Omni King. So in that video, I go in depth as to who the Omni King is. And if you haven't, make sure you watch the 47 Easter eggs from Dragon Ball Super episode 41. There were 47 Easter eggs and hidden messages and just fun facts from that episode. You guys have to watch it. I will see you guys in the next video. Hola mi gente, my name is Oppai Senpai. We got breaking news, episodes 94 through 98 title and episode summaries have been leaked. We got major spoilers, guys. Frieza is not to be trusted. He is a liar, an evil liar. We got some crazy information. It's gonna blow your mind. I am shaking right now. I am so excited to share this with you guys. Okay, first of all, we got a ton of information here, so this might be a long video. Do me a favor, sit down, relax, and watch the whole video so you guys don't miss anything. It's gonna be a long video. Number two, this is coming from Tuchan, and Ken Sairo has the translations up on Twitter. He did all the hard work translating this. So because it's coming from Tuchan, we don't have the scans, which means that they have not been confirmed. They are not official. However, there is a ton of evidence pointing to the fact that these could be real, and in fact, it actually looks like these are real. I'm gonna show you guys the evidence at the end of the video, but just in case, they have not been confirmed until we get the scans. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe, because every single week we do breaking news. And if you're already one of my subscribers, guys, share this video on Facebook, on Twitter, and smash that like button. Okay, here we go. Let me calm down for a second. Okay, episode 94. Evil Emperor resurrected. Mysterious assassin awaits. Goku, who succeeded in recruiting Frieza as the 10th member of the Universe 7 team for the Tournament of Power, heads over to Fortune Teller Baba's house to meet resurrected Frieza. Meanwhile, Goten and Trunks head over to the island Android 17 protects, and the other members make their final adjustments before the tournament starts. We can come back to this later. Episode 95. Goku and Frieza unite. Trap of Universe 4. Members of Universe 9 visit Earth of Universe 7 to target Frieza. Goku and Frieza don't intend to make it a long fight and are forced to fight together. Meanwhile, Ketela, who by the way, Ketela is the god of destruction from Universe 4, for those of you who don't know. Ketela, who was watching their fight, comes up with a secret plan. Let's break this down before we continue. So Frieza and Goku are pretty much training together. They're fighting and they're not taking it easy. They're not playing games. They're going for the kill, basically. So I believe that these people, these assassins, are pretty much shadow man. They're not like living organisms, but we'll find out. But anyways, Ketela, the god of destruction from Universe 4, you guys may remember that he hates Beerus. Ketela and Beerus have a history together, so it makes sense that he wants to do something sinister to help destroy Universe 7, and I'm going to reveal what that is. But it seems like episode 95 is teasing the fact that Goku and Frieza are going to be working together at the Tournament of Power until you hear episode 96. And here is the major spoilers. You guys are not ready for this. Episode 96. Emergency again. The last warrior is him? Okay, let me read the summary because it's going to clarify what that means. Frieza leaves and joins Universe 4 instead. That's right, guys. I'm going to repeat that once again. Frieza leaves and joins Universe 4 instead. So Universe 7 is one member short yet again. Since there is not much time left before the tournament begins, Goku goes and joins the other 9 members of the team, and he is also there. Let's break this down before we continue. So Ketela, the god of destruction for Universe 4, he makes a deal with Frieza, and Frieza joins their team. Now, I didn't know this was allowed. It may not be allowed. We don't know, but it seems like that's the case right now. So Universe 7 is missing one member, but thankfully they find their 10th member, and that member is he. So here is the question. Who is he? Make sure you guys tell me your theories in the comments section. Please tell me in the comments, who do you think this is? One of the possible theories is that this is actually Majin Buu who has woken up. But I don't think so, because they don't usually refer to Majin Buu as he. So I don't think that's who it is. Another possible theory is that this is actually Yamcha. Yamcha is going to be in the 10th, the Universe Tournament of Power, the 10th fighter. But I don't think that's the case either, because if that is the case, that is a huge loss for Universe 7. So who is he? It could be a resurrected person, but I'm not going to speculate too much. I'm going to leave that up to you guys to tell me in the comments. I am so excited to read the comment section. Please, guys, be reasonable and try to back it up with some evidence. But episode 97, let's continue. Who will survive? Tournament of Power finally begins. The 8 universes gather with their gods and warriors in the world of Void, where the Tournament of Power will begin. At last, then the Great Priest reveals a shocking fact. The warriors who fall off from the arena will disappear from existence immediately. Oh, man. If you fall off the arena, you are gone. You are Hakkai'd. You don't just die and go to the other world. You disappear from existence. That means that if any member from Universe 7 goes out of bounds or falls off the arena, they are dead. They are gone. Whoa, this is... Woo! I'm speechless, man. This is so savage. But let's continue because it gets more interesting. Episode 98, we don't have a title yet, but it says the universes are divided into 2 groups. Those who made a deal with Universe 11 and those who didn't. Goku is enjoying the situation as members of Universe 7 are targeted by many warriors. So Universe 11, okay? We got Vermao, the God of Destruction from Universe 11. We got Kai and the Supreme Kai. They made a deal with some of the other universes. They're going to be working together. This is why I made a video, guys. Go in the description and watch my video where I talk about Universe 7 and which universes they're going to be teaming up with and which universes are going to be fighting against them. This is more evidence to my theory about that. But now that we got the episode summary and titles, let me show you the evidence that points to these being real. So here's the evidence. Thank you, Ken Sairo, once again for actually making this and putting this together. This is absolutely great work, Ken Sairo. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter if you want to be the first person to get all the breaking news, the latest leaks. Episode 95, Goku and Frieza unite Trap of Universe 4. Ken Sairo says that we can see Frieza and Goku together in the next episode preview of episode 93. So that makes sense. Episode 96, Emergency Again, the last warrior is him. Yamcha's voice actor tweeted that he worked hard on upcoming Dragon Ball Super episode. This him might be Yamcha. Episode 97, who will survive? The terminal power finally begins. Ken Sairo says that according to the band, Laco Tower, a new Dragon Ball Super ending song is confirmed for July. July 2nd is when episode 97 will air. It makes sense to have a new ending song when the tournament begins. So that is the official first episode, episode 97 of the Tournament of Power. But also, we actually got some other information that kind of gives more evidence towards this being the first episode of the Tournament of Power. I want to show you guys. We do know that the Dragon Ball Super Blu-ray box number 9 will contain episodes 97 through 108. So it makes sense that episode 97 is the first episode of the Tournament of Power. We don't know whether episode 108 is going to actually be the last episode of this arc. We don't know that yet, but there is a lot of evidence pointing to that this is going to be a long arc. But let's continue. Episode 98, Ken Sairo says Kai was previously seen trying to come up with a strategy for the tournament. Not a big proof of this being legit, but it would make sense if he made deals with other universes. So again, guys, if you've seen this video up to this point, remember, this is not 100% confirmed, this is not official, but there is evidence pointing that these could be real. So I will do an update video telling you guys whether these are real or not. But I want to hear your theories in the comments below as to what is going on. Also, episode 97, that's the first episode of the Tournament of Power. Episode 108 is likely to be either the ending of the Tournament of Power or the ending of this arc. I don't think that Dragon Ball Super is ending anytime soon. Clearly, we are going over 100 episodes. I am very excited about that, but I do believe that after this arc is over, they're going to just continue with the next arc of Dragon Ball Super. As to what the next arc is gonna be, it is my belief that they are going to do a time skip and basically go to the Oob arc of Dragon Ball Z to kind of finish that ending and then go into their own original territory and continue Dragon Ball Super. So that is my belief. But also, it is my belief that clearly they have to survive at some point. Either Universe 7 is gonna win, or Universe 6 Hits is gonna win, or one of the universes that actually cares is going to win, and they're going to use the Super Dragon Balls to resurrect all the universes and all the fighters and the everything pretty much. So that is my belief, because it has to continue. It's not going to end like this. I'm very excited about this. What else do I want to say? That's kind of all that I can think of right now. I will do some follow-up videos focusing on what's actually going to happen. Once we get the actual confirmation, I'm going to be doing more videos. Until then, this is all I'm going to say about this. So don't expect many more videos on things that don't have scans and haven't been confirmed. Okay, I want to be clear about that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Ken Sairo, man. Ken Sairo on Twitter for doing the translations. 2chan for being a great source of misinformation. But sometimes they have legit information. So this could be, again, one of those times, just like when we first got the leaks on Frieza before the scans came out. Likewise, there is a good chance that these are legit. In the meantime, click on the left side to watch my theory about Universe 7 versus the other universes and what's gonna happen, because we got tons of evidence thanks to this. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
Subscribe to Anime Live Reactions for more. Share this video with your friends.
Holy shit, that was great. It was a double fake out. I love that. I love that. If that was intentional, so whoever was in charge of that needs to get a promotion, okay? Because that was beautiful. That was like they knew that, like, okay, the episode synopsis are gonna leak like a month in advance, so people are gonna know about this. The big shocker that, oh no, Majin Buu can't participate in the Tournament of Power for Universe 7. So instead, Goku decides to go resurrect Frieza, and he's gonna be the 10th warrior. And it's like, oh no, Frieza, but he's a bad guy, and he's fighting with the good guys? This is crazy. And it's like, okay, everyone's gonna lose their shit over that, but we're gonna take it one step further. We're gonna double down with this, and during the next batch of episode spoilers, we're gonna reveal that Frieza is actually not going to fight for Universe 7. He's gonna jump ship to Universe 4, and we're gonna keep the identity of the true 10th warrior of Universe 7 a mystery. It's not gonna be revealed in the synopsis. So, you know, spoilers and all that crap. I don't usually even talk about spoilers and all this stuff, but as you could probably see from the thumbnail, I have my idea on who's going to be the 10th member, and I'm really excited for this, just because, you know, in the age of the internet where spoilers are abundant, and I've just kind of gotten used to it. Like, I don't really care about spoilers, you know. When we found out that Frieza was going to be the 10th member, it wasn't like I was like, oh god, I'm spoiled. But it's cool whenever, if this was intentional, it's cool that, like, the studios are aware that, like, spoilers kind of do happen. So it's like, oh, we're going to do a double fake out, and we're going to get these people really surprised. So if that was intentional, then the little extra effort is greatly appreciated. But okay, before we get into theories, let's just do a brief check of the stats here. These are the episodes synopsis for episode 95 through 98. We're really only going to be focusing on episode 95 and 96 here. So yeah, next episode, episode 95, is going to feature, I guess, a little bit of a sparring match between Goku and Frieza. That's going to be pretty cool. But then the God of Destruction from Universe 4, the little Simpson mouse dude, Katella, he's or Katila, whatever. I can't pronounce Tequila anyway, so let's just go with Jerry the mouse. Anyway, he he sent his spies to all the different universes to try to get warriors, and he's gonna go and like, oh, this great warrior of darkness, Frieza, that's pretty cool. Let's go try to lure him to our side. And let's be honest, probably didn't take very much. I mean, Frieza could just be like, well, I could fight for Universe 7 alongside every single person I hate the most, or I could go over to this. Actually, you know what? Fuck you guys. I don't even care what you're offering. I'm going with you. Maybe Universe 4 works a little bit differently. Maybe it's like the more dastardly and evil you are, you get a higher spot in heaven after you die. Or maybe it's like, you know, you could be the next God of Destruction. Ooh, that would be cool. That would be fucking cool if Kateli offers Frieza, like, hey, if you come over to our side and you help us win, you know, I could make you the next God of Destruction. That would seem like something Frieza would be, you know, go for. But anyway, yeah, so Frieza jumps ship, and Goku and the gang are like, oh crap, we don't have any time left. So the next episode, 96, that's when they go to the Tournament of Power venue with only 9 members. But a person appears there. A mysterious individual arrives there. And who is that person going to be? Who is going to be the 10th warrior? It's going to be pretty nuts. And I don't see them, considering everything the Grand Priest is up to and what he's done up to this point, I don't think the Grand Priest is ever going to let them squeak by with just 9. There definitely has to be a 10th warrior, that something's going to happen there. And oh, by the way, this is the later episode. I wasn't going to mention it that much, but it is revealed that whoever falls off, I mean, most people could have probably figured figured this, but most people that fall off the tournament arena for the Tournament of Power, they just go poof. They disappear. They don't die necessarily. They just, get wiped from existence. The same thing that happens with the universes that would end up losing. So we kind of already figured that was going to happen. But yeah, no killing in the tournament. But if you fall off, you will be just poofed out of existence. So, that's some concern there. But anyway, yeah, who is going to be the 10th fighter for Universe 7? There's a lot of theories. People are just kind of like grabbing onto anything at this point because, there's not a lot of time left. Who could Goku possibly conceivably get to be the 10th fighter? And from the way that this synopsis is laying it out, it seems like Goku doesn't actually come up with anything. Nobody does. They go to the tournament grounds just expecting them to maybe we could squeak by with just 9. But then at the last minute, this mysterious individual appears and kind of just saves the day. Whoa, we didn't even think about you. So from that standard and from what you could see here, my thoughts on it, I think it's going to be Trunks. I can't really see anybody else because, if it was somebody else on the Earth, you think Goku would just grab them. In that case where it's only an hour left, if it was going to be Mr. Satan, Goku would just grab Mr. Satan. If it was going to be Yamcha, Goku would just grab Yamcha. It's not going to be they arrive at the tournament venue and then this mysterious person is revealed to be the final fighter. And the Goku and the gang, they just don't know who that was. They didn't know that person was coming. They probably do know them, but it's just oh wow, we didn't even think you could show up. There you go. So I don't think it's anybody from Earth, certainly. I guess you could make a few arguments for people that are not currently on Earth or people that are currently deceased. I got some people throwing out the idea of Cell. And I think there's a few reasons that that's not going to fly. So the first and foremost reason, there's actually a rule in the tournament that you can't have, fully, artificial life being, participating in the tournament. That's why whenever Beerus heard that 17 and 18 were androids or, modified genes and Negan or, modified humans or whatever, he was a little bit is that that sounds like that's a little bit against the rules there. And they said, well, no, they were humans originally. They were born as flesh and blood humans. It's just that they were modified. And they're all right, we should be able to squeak by with that. Although I would still question whether that constitutes having weaponry. If you're a modified human to the point where you have all this extra gear in you, I would assume that counts as a weapon, but maybe they could squeak by with that on a technicality. Cell, on the other hand, is not that case. Cell was created 100% artificially from other warriors' cells combined with Dr. Giro's technology. He was a biological android. He was not born flesh and blood. He's not a naturally occurring organism, so I don't think that he could fly. Also, another big one is that you just got double-crossed by Frieza. You just went on a limb to try to recruit Frieza, and he just screwed you over. What makes you think Cell is going to be any better in that situation? No, seriously, what makes you think that? Okay, we tried, we tried bringing a villain to our side, and maybe we could pull together under a common cause, but that bit us right in the freaking Gotenks, so maybe we can go with another villain, and that'll get us. No, I don't think Cell's gonna fly here at all. So sorry, Cell people. Also, something else that doesn't make any sense is, and this is a guy. He always gets brought up occasionally, and it's one of those things where it's I liked his character, but he's not canon. And a lot of people seem to forget that he's not canon, and that is Pikkon. You have to understand, Pikkon literally was created just to have that kind of Goku Piccolo dynamic again. So it's his personality could mimic early Piccolo while Goku was in the Otherworld tournament. That was the whole goal of Pikkon. That's where his design comes from. That's where his attitude comes from. He's literally just a carbon copy of Piccolo because they were oh, we're going to be doing this Otherworld tournament arc in the anime. Oh, we need to make a rival character for Goku, in the tournament. So let's create let's create one of his original rivals, Piccolo. Let's just change him around a little bit, and boom, there's Pikkon. But I don't have any problem with Pikkon. I liked him in Fusion Reborn. Whatever. But he's not canon, and it would make zero sense for him to show up here at all. So here's another one though that is just kind of sad more than anything else. Yamcha. right? Okay, so I feel so bad for Yamcha. I mean, more so than usual. I mean, there's always like a level of like, oh god, poor Yamcha. But in this case, I feel even worse for him, you know, because pretty sure he's not going to be the final warrior, and it's like he gets so many chances. It's like when Goku was out trying to gather all the members, he was sitting in his apartment like, oh, I'll definitely get an invite. And then after all the 10 members have been decided, we as the fans are like, oh, poor Yamcha. But then that slot gets opened up when Boo falls asleep, and it's like, oh, maybe, well, now Yamcha. No, poor Yamcha. Damn, Frieza. Oh, wait, now Frieza's not gonna. Well, maybe Yamcha. No, it's not gonna be Yamcha, because, like I said, if it was gonna be something